reason that we have this fear of upsetting people is not just because in childhood it led to some form of feeling unsafe, but oftentimes in a past life we had an experience as warriors where we were not trained to think about whether or not what we were going to be doing and how it was going to upset people. Most of us in Gen X, this is information that I'm downloading right now from the Akashic field. Most of us from Gen X who was born with Pluto and Libra, meaning in this lifetime, our focus was going to be balancing the scales. That means in a past life, we were not focused on peace and harmony. We were not focused on healthy relationships. More than likely, we were soldiers, we were warriors, we were knights, we were assassins, we were on the fringe of society, maybe even hired. A lot of us were hired by religious, monotheistic religious factions, hired to be those who handle the war. And we know that religion has been fueled by war. That's nothing that's a surprise to us. So if in this lifetime you started to awaken to the dangers of religion in the present, is because you were a big participant in the past life of a lot of the things that religion was behind that led to bloodshed and many other atrocities, not even including words that I can't use on this platform without getting flagged. So we came into this lifetime with a soul contract with the agreement that we would be focused on harmony, balance, and relationships. Now, in order for us to do that, we must experience something that is the complete opposite of harmony and balance in relationships. And I can guarantee you, anybody that resonates with my content will say, and it doesn't matter what type of parents you had, what type of caregivers that raised you, there was some element of that where you did not feel safe, and it was some element of that that felt chaotic. That was the balancing of scales. As unfair as it may seem for a child to have adverse childhood traumatic experiences, that was the scales being balanced. It was due to those experiences that a catalyst inside of us was activated for us to go on this journey of personal development, self mastery, self deification, self realization, which means right now we are dying to who we thought we were. This is why I use the term I divinity. Your I divinity is the complete opposite of your identity. Identity is the dented, wounded version of us we had to be to get through life. Your I divinity is who you are in the core of your soul. That is your essence without the conditioning and the programming. So collectively, Gen X, X marks the spot. We were the ones that took that on. Now, when Twitter got named X, and there were other things that kept happening that was confirmation of this, I knew that I was going to be shifting in the way that I create my content and the service that I offer to the collective. And it gave more validation to a lot of things that I have not publicly shared. And that's a lot. Because when you are connected to the Akashic field, you have the capacity to download so much data. I would need a team of people to help me get it all out there. And I don't have that right now. It's just me. So I'm sharing this in the form of this channel message on this live. Now I want to say to you, you must start to plan for your life. If you don't want to repeat the mistakes of your own parents, caregivers, whether you were in foster care or not, if you don't want to repeat those mistakes, you must start to plan. When you leave religion, you don't have that security blanket anymore of I'll just pray and everything will get better. You don't have a scapegoat anymore to expect to make things better because he shed his blood. Monotheistic religion is based on shedding blood. It's based on death. It's based around crucifixion. Jesus was the only son, and he was crucified while his father watched the crucifixion happening for people that even his own father regretted for creating, which is why he caused the flood in the first place. Do you see how psychotic and how wicked this story sounds? But it exists in our reality because some evils are a necessity to balance the scales. Had it not been for me being so committed to monotheistic religion for most of my life, I would have never stepped out into the public to teach people the truth. I live in the Bible Belt. I'm not supported. People don't like this. People who said they love me stop messing with me because my message no longer aligned with their philosophy of life that was given to them, and they don't even know who's behind it. They don't even know that war and bloodshed is what fueled it. And I went forward with this message by myself. I had to take that on. I had to have courage. I had to have enough faith in my own self. Nothing outside of me was going to save me, change me, or help me. And I have been so blessed to have lacked support most of my life. So what we experienced in childhood was the karma debt being cleared for the past life. When we were on the other side, when we were the ones taking lives, when we were the ones sitting at the boards deciding what countries would die and what countries wouldn't. See, a lot of people don't want to face the Old Testament, and not just the Old, because it was shit that happened in the New Testament too that's in alignment. But a lot of people don't want to face that. So when you start to step out of the 3D matrix constructs of instructions we have been given to live life by, you must have a plan. The devil you thought was outside of you is you. The God you thought was outside of you is you. The Christ that you thought was outside of you is you. You're all of it. You're everything. You're not one thing. And a lot of us stepped outside of that, but we did not know how to be prepared to live in the world as a sovereign being. And as more of these systems collapse, if you could let her know what I'm doing before you get in, as more of these systems collapse, we're going to continue to see how we're being called to step outside of what we were taught to believe was acceptable. This is divine retribution. Your sovereignty is not something that someone else is going to be able to give to you. It's something that only you can create for yourself, and it is hard. So let me tell you what I mean about having a plan. Because we don't operate by those instructions anymore, you must have a plan for how you're going to deal with the people that you care for when they pass away. Do you have a plan? Do you have steps in place? Do you have a support system or community in place? Do you have values, beliefs, philosophies, rituals? Rituals is just something that you do often, on repeat. Do you have something in place to support you? Do you know how to grieve? Have you decided how you're going to grieve? If you don't have these things, you aren't prepared.